Yay. Good.
It does indeed.
Yes!
We have power.
We're alive! We are
alive.
free! We are
Can we
born!
get some
We are born
confirmation in the
characters.
chat? Hello, everyone. Hello. Fairy Gaming Roit. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We had a little bit of a hiccup. We're a little bit delayed, but better late than never. And yes, we're here, and everything seems to be working. Fantastic. Well, welcome everyone once again. I am the Game Master Chef, and this is a D&D actual play podcast, live stream, show, whatever you want to call it. We did do some brief character introductions before I was thankfully reminded by one of my good friends, the House of Cthulhu. If you guys are into horror games or any of that sort of good old creepy stuff, go check them out. Twitch TV, the House of Cthulhu. He saved me, but I'm sure I've saved him a couple times as well. Anyway, yes, welcome to the Game Master Chef channel. My name is Jared. I will be the Dungeon Master for this evening's game. With me are four of my really good friends and long time players, but we're local. We all play at the same game store. And
we killed a vampire lord together.
Yeah, we've played a whole Curse of Strahd campaign together, and yeah, we are just hoping to bring you guys some of the role-play heavy, character heavy style that we enjoy. I like to kind of kick back when I find players like this because they get to have really interesting character moments, and it's a lot more fun for me sometimes to just kind of chill and enjoy their interactions. So that's what we're hoping to do today. Yeah, any shout outs that I mentioned already, our music and soundscapes, not this particular track, but the soundscapes and ambient effects are by a YouTuber, Michael Gelfi. Check him out on Patreon and YouTube. Does amazing homemade ambient sort of effects. So when we're in a tavern, when there's a battle going on, those are the sound effects you're going to hear in the background, and you're going to see a little pop-up of the YouTube video either like down below or up in where my face is right now, when we switch to a different overlay. Other than that, I think we are good to go. And let's do those character introductions again. We have Ben playing Barnabas Blastwind. Take it away, Ben.
Yeah, I am playing Barnabas Blastwind. I am a wizard of Waterdeep, part of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors, leaving my Waterdavian life behind after my library went up in flames. I met Tarvos. He and I promptly bought a donkey that we dubbed Sir Donkel and made the journey south to Baldur's Gate in a quest for knowledge. When you look at Barnabas, you see a short, portly gentleman with a thick brown beard and moustache, purple robes, green spectacles, hiding intelligent eyes, and two horizontal dark blue lines under his left eye, also a golden medallion around his neck. I stole him from the Waterdeep campaign, and he is now my player character instead of an NPC.
Yes, very good. So it's not stolen but borrowed is Barnabas Blastwind, and what an NPC in fact.
Yeah.
Yes, the other Ben, aka Fitz, playing Calum Time. Take it away.
Yes, I am Fitz. I am playing Kalen Time, who is a roguish human, a bit of a mysterious but well-known character who resides on the outer city in Baldur's Gate. He runs the Little Caelumshan Orphanage, which is a converted whorehouse, and also out of which runs a small street gang, some sort of petty crooks, young kids. He is a striking gentleman with perfect skin and dark raven hair. He has a bit of a leather sort of cape around him. There is a hood, but he usually chooses not to wear it. There's clearly some sort of armor underneath, but it's all sort of masked beneath his clothing. Kalen.
All right. And underneath them, we have Pat and Alex. Pat playing Tarvos Moonbrook. Take it away, Pat.
Alright, I'm Pat, and I'm playing Tarvos Moonbrook. I came down. I'm a high elf druid. I came down from Silvery Moon, met with Barnabas. I'm a he's a tall elf in common researcher's clothes with many scrolls and tomes all attached to him. He's adorned with white tattoos, and he has quite strange purple skin.
Mm-hmm. You might catch him glowing occasionally in certain situations. And lastly, we have Alex playing Eno Edisipi, whoever you want to say it. Take it away.
You got it wrong. Anyway,
No.
let me go from there. Hi, yeah, my name is Alex, or KP to some, and I'm happy to bring you the wandering trader Smith of Edo Sipi Sunlever. He's technically a family man from Underdark. He's been battle hardened and wizened after a silent century war with the shadows underneath the ground that have been infesting old Shanatar. Recently resurrected, you'll find out about that later. His dwarven soul is getting used to the new height of his Furbolg blood within him. Eno's fae-fueled god has asked him to travel to Baldur's Gate, and as a friend, he agreed. He came across Callum Time in a similar situation outside the city outer city of Baldur's Gate, I think it's called. He now aids him in running the orphanage, Little Callumshan. Now, this fellow is 8 foot tall. He has giant's blood in him, but the thing is he has friendly green eyes, very pale grey skin, almost like a drow or Duergar, really. And he has a fey-touched smile of goodwill. Towering over many, Eno is usually seen with light green chainmail, with a chest plate on top that has booty hunter now instead of bounty hunter. Thank you, Fitz and Callum, in regards to that little orphan. It's supposed to be bounty hunter, but yeah. Apart from that, yeah, he's got a giant violet hide-covered leather cloak and a trench coat that pretty much covers the outside with heavy pockets holding various merchandise equipment and trinkets.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much. And yes, we are pretty much kicking it off in old classic fashion with everyone in a tavern. They haven't met in this tavern. They met in the city during our sort of session 0.5. We sort of did an introductory session to test out the stream and everything, but not live, just because we wanted to make sure that everybody was set up and comfortable and familiar with the format. So yeah, we're pretty much just gonna ease into it the way where we left off. So what sort of happened is Barnabas and Tarvos, the two traveling companions, came in through one of the northernmost gates of Baldur's Gate, in the outer city towards the Black Dragon Gate, ended up in the upper city, which is a sort of more upper class, controlled by merchant lords, and is kind of kept clean and kept well-to-do, and most people aren't permitted to stay there after dark. They're actually removed from the streets unless they have permission, so they understood that they had a little bit of time there. And Barnabas and Tarvos decided to kind of look around, see if they couldn't find a bookshop, because the main reason they've been brought to Baldur's Gate is to find some lore, some expanded knowledge, to learn more about the world and the secrets it holds. But they have also come in contact with some entities that have forced them into discovering certain things about some sort of forbidden and not so common knowledge. And Eno and Calum made their way through the city looking for anyone that they could mark, anyone that they might be able to score a little bit from, or perhaps even pick up a few more street urchins along the way and bring them into shelter and care at the orphanage. So yeah, let's...
Anyone who follows Game Master Chef on Twitter knows just how off the rails the 0.5 session went for Tarvos and I in our journeys out.
Yes. So
It was fun.
there was a pretty wild exchange that happened. Not gonna lie. And yeah, if you guys follow me on Twitter or anything like that, you're gonna get snippets and updates of little things that happen along the way in my private games. So here we have a view of Baldur's Gate, and everyone came in through the two guys came in through the outer city here. Little Calimshan is all the way up into the outer city over here. We don't have a full expanded view, but that will do for now. And right now, you guys have been taken to what was it? The Praying Mantis Tavern, Inn, Keep, whatever you want to call it. And here you've met with the local barkeep, Patricia, and she's reminded Caleb once again of the tab that he owes. As per usual, he's refusing to pay. But yeah, you were also hoping to catch a not so reputable source who might know where some forbidden books and knowledge might be. Caleb believed he knew someone, a half-elf called Shiam Shun, who did in fact know where a private library of all kinds of occult and exotic material might be, and he simply asked that if a heist were to take place, that you pick up a few little interesting bits for himself, as he enjoys collecting magical items and perhaps selling them on for a bit of a profit. So he's giving you the info and hoping you guys do the hard work for him. And I think that is pretty much where we left things rather, last time. Alrighty.
Beautiful.
Good. So, you guys already have a bit of a visual description of everyone here. So, yeah, the Shiam Shun is wearing kind of like a floppy cowboy hat, a pretty tanned half-elf. When he first entered the Praying Mantis, kind of seemed to have another engagement underway. He had brought in two sort of rougher-looking members of the Flaming Fist, the Flaming Fist being a local militia who are kind of paid for and by the city, and generally only patrol the lower city and sometimes the outer city as well. Whereas in the upper city, you've got the more official City Watch who handle things with a bit more tact and care. But the Flaming Fist, a couple of members came in. A transaction took place with Shiam Shun, and then he finally sat down with you guys, and here he is. He kind of pulled up a chair, straddled it, and sat on it backwards. And yeah, I think you guys were about to ask him a few details about the job that you might be doing.
Is this a friend of yours, Caleb?
Friend, acquaintance, all the same really here, isn't it, Shiam?
I mean, yes, we work together, but I wouldn't call us close. No offense, you understand.
None taken, understandably. But you were telling us about this job.
Yes. The thing is, I understand it that one of the local families, one of the well-to-do houses, has come under some unfortunate news. They, the Hoon house, the Hoon family, have recently come into a collection of interesting goods, and it came to my attention through my connections that that some of these goods are worth taking. There is currently a elderly widow, Lutetia, who kind of presides over the manor. She has estranged siblings, but no children, and is currently facing the prospect of leaving the family home to a branch of the family that she would rather not do so. So she's been asking some people, some librarians of the High Hall, to search for genealogies that might secure her name and provide her with a more acceptable heir. So it's this contact who primarily told me of this idea. But what's most interesting is the late husband. Where was his name? Where was his name?
I take a big gulp of the milk that I ordered earlier.
How is the milk for you, Barnabas?
It's much better now that I've given it a little bit of flavoursome magic. Before that, I wouldn't be recommending this place as a... I was honestly preferring a juice, rather. But they didn't have much in the way of juices.
Yes,
That
I
is
told
wine,
you.
is it not?
No, wine's not a juice. It's a juice but fermented. So what you want?
Not very partial to wines myself.
Yes.
More
So-
of sweets and other things of the sort.
But I told you, this is a dive. You don't get juice in a dive.
Well, why have you taken me to a dive? I came to this city. We were in the nice part of town. You walked me right through it, and now we're not even in the what is it? The outer city, Caleb? The outer city?
Caleb's paying no attention. He leans back in his chair as a barmaid walks past and gives her a wink. Aye, Patricia.
I've told you how many times not to wink at me. You are just greasy, disgusting, and vile in every manner of words that I could possibly concoct, but I'm not going to waste my time doing so. Your friend, on the other
I
hand...
lean forward at the table and just say, she loves it. She loves me.
Oh, I don't like
Do
it.
not think she does.
Yes. I think you're getting the wrong impression.
It's banter. We've always done it. It's just how we play.
That face is not one of banter.
Eno's still in the corner, just repairing the chairs and tables that Patricia asked of him beforehand.
Beautiful.
So you just see him, getting legs of chairs and just craning them together and just watching them go with the aid of the mending skill cantrip.
Beautiful. Yes, so Letitia's late husband, Reynard, has unfortunately come to a timely end, an untimely end rather, and it's said that he had he was an avid map collector and antiquarian who had a personal library that held many rarities from far-off lands, and she's hoping that none of these legacy nor secrets fall into unscrupulous hands. However, you've been given opportunity to make sure it does fall into unscrupulous hands. Your own, that is. So, tell me, is this information good for you, gentlemen?
It
Well,
is.
it's a start, Sheehan. It's a start. Where's the inn?
Where's the inn? What's the angle?
Where?
I thought you were always the mastermind, Caleb.
I've got a couple ideas already, but why now? What's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point?
I
can tell you
I
why,
need a
because
book.
opportunity is ripe. Your friend here needs something, and quite desperately, from the sounds of it. No, I'm not one to go asking questions, but it seems like
there's no
he
need
needs
for questions. That's right.
No, and I wasn't going to ask any. However, there seems to be a little bit of urgency, and, well, I can assure you that I'm not the only party who knows of this interesting opportunity.
Urgency does tend to lend to mistakes, and mistakes tend to come in our favour in the end. So I'm thinking, if she's looking to find members of her family and move, perhaps she might need a removalist company.
Well,
Then it
that's
would just be me picking up the stuff. I do not wish to be the only one doing this.
That's for you to figure
Barnabas
out.
looks like a fine gentleman.
Well, we
Is there
had a
anything else you can
donkey up until recently that would have been great for the heavy lifting, but I was told that Sir Donkel needed to be sold.
Well,
now who's laughing?
well, he wasn't allowed in this part of the city, well, in this city at all.
I
Like,
grumble
and
into
so-
my milk.
Right. So what's bad about him being sold for meat? He's just a donkey.
No, I sold him to a nice family. They're going to look after Sir Donkel.
Yes, that's what they said as they were sharpening their knives.
Mhm.
Well, we should get
Well-
back there then.
You did actually come into contact with a very nice family. Not only a family, but a sort of chain of what are they called? Stables here in Baldur's Gate. People who have got many of these establishments around the skirts as they saw an opportunity, knowing that large animals and pets are not allowed inside Baldur's Gate. They took a monopoly on everything around the outside, pretty much. So pretty much any outer gate, you can find yourself a stable of repute, and take their word that they will take good care of any animals that come into their possession.
I'd kind of laugh if you had like the stables on the left and then on the right was the butchers, actually called the stables. And you just see carts going backwards and forwards.
Yeah, the pie shop.
Yeah.
Oh. The poor donkey.
Anyway, look, lads, how heavy is a book? How many can you possibly carry? You know, if that's all you're interested in, I'm only interested in a few trinkets, perhaps some treasure, anything that, you know, can pay for this information. If you feel it's worth it, I'll be interested in it. But like I said, there is a little urgency because I'm not the only one who knows of this golden opportunity. There may be other forces at work, other organizations who might be at play here.
These aren't other forces that you've informed, are they?
No,
Shigam?
not me personally. I wouldn't lead you on. I wouldn't invite you into a trap or any kind of misguidance. That's not my style. I have nothing to gain from that. It's just that my source, well, I know they have quite loose lips and would be willing to share the information with more than just myself.
I don't suppose you were going to tell us who your source is.
Well, you know I can't do that, Caleb. You know I can't.
What is the guard situation at this Hoon family's estate? What are we up against on this venture?
Oh, well, I believe they have little in the way of personal security, but as it is in the upper city, you can be assured that regular patrols will be walking around the streets, that is, at least, and, well, within the estate. I can't imagine she is managing without a staff, so, you know, there'll be people kind of coming and going, toing and froing, and the like.
Well, thank you, Sheem. Unless there's anything else you can tell us, we might bid you adieu, as we might need to have a businessman's meeting.
All right.
I have questions here. Do you have any flaming fist cloaks that might be able to be used for lookout or something like that on street?
Look. I deal mostly in information. I don't go around getting my hands grubby and finding your ways of getting in. That's your job. If you can maybe sneak into the barracks, steal some uniforms, I don't know, you know, heist a laundry basket or something, I don't know. That's up to you, my friend.
It is good information. Thank you for that, friend.
You're right.
His job seems much easier than ours. Perhaps we should go find another group who would do the thing for us and then just give us a piece of the prize.
Yeah,
But
but
why
you
would
see,
they
we
share it with
want
us?
the large
This is
piece of the prize.
Then we could be the ones not getting our hands grubby.
they do not want a piece of the cheese. I do not like cheese, but they will try to take the cheese from us.
Sheem, thank you for your time and your information. We'll see you around, as always.
Ah, as always, you know where to find me. Neither here nor there, but somewhere.
Usually here, though, because you are usually here.
Well, yes, let's be perfectly honest. I'm usually here. It's
Usually.
it's where my customers know me. All right then. Good luck. Watch your
Thank you.
back.
As
he
lovely as
stands up,
Patricia is, I don't want to be here anymore.
Well,
Tell you
so
what, why don't we all head back to my place for the night? We can talk plans. Tomorrow, we're going to have to put stuff into action.
right. So you want us to go back to your place?
Absolutely,
And-
you're very welcome at the orphanage of Little Calemshan.
Or we could stay in a nice inn up the city with running water. And
If you're paying,
well, I'd be paying
Ah.
for myself.
Well, perhaps we could
but-
make a difference for these orphans, Tarbos.
What kind of difference?
Do some tricks. You could show them some of your abilities. It might make their year, possibly more.
I could show them some of my tricks. It is quite fun. Not gonna
Mickey and
lie.
Marty would love the company.
Yes. Right. So where is
Decided
this
then, we'll go
orphanage?
back to the orphanage. Like I said, Little Calemshan, just a little way up the road. We'll take you through some nice scenery.
No, I've heard that before. Every day
get
of
all-
that 30-day trip, Tarbos told me it was the next day and the next day. How far is it?
No, it's literally about an hour.
Side eye.
Is it about an
Is that
hour?
inside
Yeah, I
check?
think it is.
Can I roll an inside check?
Sure, if you insist.
I'll beat it to my dice. First roll, it's a 2. Plus 0.
I mean, yeah, you believe him. Caleb, you reckon it's from where you are, you're probably no more than an hour at a good pace.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good then.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I believe you or not.
I don't know if I believe me, but apparently I'm spot on.
Right.
Okay,
Barnabas,
we've
I
decided-
told you. What's it? I said it was a short walk to Baldur's Gate, not a day.
It was hardly a short walk, Tarbos.
Come on, we walked. You sat in the cart most of the time, so it was fine.
It wasn't the most comfortable of carts, though.
What? So are you saying that Sir Donkel did a bad job?
Sir Dunkel did a valiant job.
Right. So that you
I've got
dare
off his
to down.
table and I'm starting to walk towards the door. Excuse me, Your Majesties, but if I'm afraid we don't have a carriage and cart to take you to Little Calemshan. But if you did want to get going, it's time for us to head off.
You do have college in card. His name is Eno, and he's gonna like stand up and just finish off on the table.
I shot the
Flame
remainder of
upside-
the
You could certainly do a piggyback on old Eno.
No, that's quite all
Good
right.
sight indeed.
I-
I'm walking up to the front of the bar to Patricia and just gonna tap on the desk just quietly and Patricia, the chairs and the tables are set and mended. The dwarves will not bother you again at least for 1 week, so these should be good until then.
Oh, thank you. It is always a pleasure to have you here. I know my accent was slightly Irish before, but I remembered that from the last session that I was French. So, thank you very much. You know, what you're talking about? Huh? I don't. Flicks her hair. No, of
She has
course.
a much harder accent towards you, Caleb.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, I wouldn't put up with Caleb and his very unwelcome advances if it weren't for your beautiful fair and your gorgeous big eyes when you come in. If I wasn't a married woman, you and I would have more than just words and exchanged glances. But you can always fix my tables, and I'm very grateful for that.
Sounds like a euphemism. I
You
walk
almost-
out feeling awkward.
You're almost kind, little one. But at the same time, just remember, I am married. Yeah.
I just
Hearing.
leave. Patricia, I pay the tab next week. I promise. This time, I promise.
You have 5 days, Kellim.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
as I'm saying
One week.
farewell, I'll leave 4 gold on the counter. That is his
4
tab.
gold. Jeez.
Oh, what was it? It was 4
I had
gold
a
or 2
glass
gold?
of milk, dude.
No, this is Callum's tab.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
I get you. Oh, you're paying off his tab. Wow.
that is half the tab.
Apparently, fucked up.
Oh,
I have to say your money is not good here. If it's not Caleb paying, I'm afraid it is not good enough.
Wow.
interesting.
8
then.
gold,
How
Caleb.
much has 8 gold?
Yep, 6
Caleb,
gold. I have that next
you're
week.
drunk.
Just leave the
How
rest.
did you do it? It was 2 last week.
All right,
That's
so
five
we're
left, yeah.
leaving then.
Yep, I still put the 4 on there. That will cover you until later at least. Goodbye, little one. And I just pass out the door, trying to
Alright.
not clip my head as I walk out.
Good. Alrighty. So yeah, you guys head on out to the streets of where are we? The outer city now. Back into the oops, let's just adjust that music a little bit. Yeah, back into the outer city, back into the sights and smells of the Stony Eyes district. Here it's sort of shaded by Dusthawk Hill, and sits in its shadow. It's getting on past lunchtime now, I'd say, and you can immediately recognize another one of these Garenmore stables, not too far away from where the Praying Mantis is. Yeah, there's a bit of a bustle and a commute of people kind of heading around, perhaps on lunch breaks and for various other reasons. And yeah, I guess Caleb sort of guides you away.
By the way, did Eno hear that Barnabas wanted a piggyback?
No.
No, no.
Alright,
No.
so you're just gonna see a hand reach out and just try and. Yeah. What? I thought
Not-
you wanted lift.
Not big on being touched, but I appreciate the gesture.
You were touched by donkey. I'm just Furbeck.
No, but you're much larger and hairier, and we don't.
think you'll
And we
believe.
honestly don't know what you are.
There's a difference between a donkey and you.
Tis all good. We will make it back to orphanage, and you'll have your brownie as well. You paid for that last time, no?
Oh yes, I did purchase a brownie, but I didn't expect from one of your orphans. But it's okay. That was more of a donation than a purchase.
I still don't know what a brownie is.
Come on, you lot. I'm like already 20 feet up the road. Let's get a move on. We'll try and get that. We don't want to take 32 days to get to Little Calemston as well.
It is all good. Oh, I must also warn you, if you go to orphanage, just look out for little booby traps on the floor. The kids like to drop a pan on head. So I will make sure that you are not hit, but at the same time, just they like to pull planks. Just keep that in mind.
I noticed from your shield, which used to say bounty hunter and now says booty hunter.
Oh no,
Yes,
it
please.
is not my shield. That's technically my chest.
Your chest place. Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
Calem's
try
going to
and
lead
cover it
them
up
through the streets, heading towards Little Calemston. A couple times on the journey, he's going to flick just a copper coin at a couple beggars. Shakes a hand or two of a couple of passers-by. You can tell he likes to think in some ways he's a bit of a big man in the neighborhood, although most people ignore him.
Okay.
I'm holding my robes up slightly so they don't get dirtied.
I'm just trudging through
Alright.
trying to make puddles around you.
You hear a bit of a hoot coming from the stables nearby, from one of the Garenmore stables, and a sort of elderly gentleman, sort of hunched over, looking around, kind of whistling and calling for something.
So an elderly gentleman calling for something?
Yeah. So, hey, where'd you go, little one? Hey, here. Where'd you go? Come now. And you see him just kind of checking amongst some barrels and crates and, just sort of looking around, and he looks up at you, catches
I'll
your
just
eye.
call out, Sir, what have you lost?
Oh, I've lost one of my stock, one of my precious little piglets seem to have escaped and run away. I was just opening the pen, and I thought I could just drop their feed off, but one of them managed to slip behind me and ran right out of the gates past everyone. You haven't seen one, have you?
So we'll see if we can find. We'll definitely look around. I just turn to the group and I say, it's definitely dead by now. 100%. It's not survived out there. Not a
It's probably
chance.
food by now.
Well, it hasn't been out for
Absolutely.
long. Can't automatically be dead.
So,
Does it
sorry,
squeal,
Sir Elf.
or is it
Are
just
you
quiet?
from here? Because we are, and it's dead.
Yes. What? Are you?
We'll look for it. Sir. Absolutely. We'll have back to you if we see it, for sure.
Are you sure?
Well, not that we can find it, but if we come across it,
Oh.
we'll have them back. Absolutely.
I mean,
How long ago did it escape?
It was only
Piglet.
a few minutes ago. I thought
Maybe-
it might be out here somewhere.
It's useless. It doesn't matter. Believe me. There's no way. It's gone.
Well, if
These
you're
people are starving.
orphans
We'll have a look.
already,
Can I
if your
check the
orphans
ground
are
and
already
see if
running the
there's any, like,
streets,
are there any tracks of
No,
piglet feet?
no, my orphans run through the streets. We don't run the streets. Believe me.
Roll a survival check for me.
Ooh, second roll,
Yeah.
bit better than a 2.
Yeah, much better. 18 total.
All right. You have a look in the mud and
Yeah,
dirt,
that's right.
and you notice a few sort of scuffed over. They've mostly been trod on, but these tiny little hoof marks seem to lead down an alleyway.
I will look down the alleyway. Do I see bacon? Do I see a grill? Do I see someone flipping meat?
You don't see anyone, but you hear someone sort of talking to himself.
Right. Hey, big man, where you going? As
I think I
startle
found
up.
pig.
Oh, you found the pig. All right, let's go.
Yes, but there is someone down here though. All right,
This-
let's go and check on him.
All right,
Isn't
let's
it
ask
Hello,
Jack.
friend.
This isn't exactly why we came here, but okay.
Eno, what are we doing? Eno. And I'll just.
I do not know.
I'll just follow him.
And I'll do
yeah.
the same and sigh and follow after Tarvos.
Yeah, I approach the noise.
All right.
Hello, little piglet.
Yeah, you chase after it down this alleyway, following these tracks, and then you realize they've been met by another set of tracks. Someone's followed them. They're not the old man's. They're even a little bit smaller than his. Almost gnome-sized, so quite a lot smaller. You follow them for a little while. The alleyway kind of switches back, and you've kind of come around the side to where you see a couple of gnomes who have subdued or tried to subdue this piglet, and are kind of busy trying to stuff it into a hessian bag, a cloth bag, and you hear it kind of squealing and struggling. One of them's sort of trying to hold it, but it's just kicking, and the scene almost looks like they'd be holding a full-size pig. These two gnomes kind of trying to get this thing into this bag, and these sort of gruff.
Caleb, you went wrong.
Actually, they've clearly been a little bit slow on it today. Fellas, way too slow. Sorry, you're going to have to give the pig back.
The two of them quickly look up and snap around. Oi, mate. None of your business, all right? What we finds on the streets is ours.
You're not from the outer city, are you?
One
Yeah,
at a
my
time,
head
lads.
disappears around the corner. I just lean through and just kind of bring my full mass into view. Just curling a dagger behind my cloak. You do not come from the outer city, do you?
Well, yeah. What's it
But
to
yeah,
you,
you
mate?
do or yeah, you don't.
Well, yeah, we're from here. Not going to tell you where we live, though. What business is yours?
No one
Wait.
wants to know what fucking shit-eating sewer you sleep in. All we said is we want the pig.
Well, you'll have to fight us for it. And one of them just pulls out a short sword.
Ooh.
I sort of feign like, and I turn and say, well, we tried, lads. And then I turn and draw two scimitars very quickly and face down
Whoa. Come on, then. What you got?
And I'm spinning a sling behind him.
Right.
All right.
So, does it normally escalate this fast?
A little
This is
bit.
a
Usually it
adventure.
takes a bit more.
All right.
Come on, mate,
usually
it's
it
a
takes a
street fight. Jump in. And I
I'm-
launch forward, and I'm going to attack.
All right. Go for it.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is our first initiative.
Do you want initiative? Or
Starting
can you give me
off
attack?
light,
Yeah,
lads. Starting off light.
They're gonna be were-gnomes or something. You just wait.
I'm going to declare first of all I'd like to be doing non-lethal damage as
With
much as
scimitars?
possible.
All right.
Scimitars.
Absolutely,
There's a big flat end of the scimitar.
certainly is. There certainly is. We're going to do it.
Choose your hands,
So I'm
mate.
going to dual wield two attacks, and it's going to start off with a 13 and a 10 to hit.
All right. 13 will hit.
Great. So that was the one that actually might do it some damage, and that'll be a 7 damage, please.
All right. You were going for the guy who was wielding the short sword?
The one who wielded the little short sword at us, yes.
Cool. Yeah, you strike him broadside the head with a very satisfying slap. You hit cheekbone, and there's a slight crack as he kind of careens over to the side. He slams into the brick wall next to him and just kind of, you. That was cheeky. You, and then he goes to lunge forward with his sword.
Oof.
Only a 10. You quickly parry his blow to the side. As he
Certainly
lunges forward clumsily. He almost was sort of
Yep, and
seen
I'm going to
double there.
step off the center, off the line, so I'm now at his side a little bit as he's sort of overbalanced past me.
All right. Barnabas, go for it.
Well, I'll loose that sling that I've been spinning for the last however
Yeah.
many seconds.
Perfect.
It's a natural 1. I'm on fire.
All right.
Straight up.
Slingstone fires up into the air. above the rooftops.
Tarbos, I told you I was running out of those stones. Why didn't you stop me from throwing it off?
Just
I
hit
can't
2
stop
alleys
you
down.
from making a fool of yourself.
Heads.
All right, and Tarvos.
It's gonna
what do you
ruin somebody's day. Window.
Right. So this is a surprise round kind of thing.
do?
Where we
Yeah,
just
we're
go
just
first?
I'm doing a bit more freeform sort of initiative for
Informal
things like this.
initiative.
Okay, so I'm going to bonus action use reach into my pouch and and just grab 3 stones and use magic stone
Mm-hmm.
and just hurl a stone at the one with the short sword.
All right, go for
Screw you.
it.
What?
You just show me how it's done.
Okay, so to hit, it's a 7.
Yep, 7's gonna miss as well. With a bit of a tight alleyway to get your pitching arm around. You release it a little bit prematurely, and it sails off and kind of skips down one of the stone walls and hits a drain pipe with a loud clang.
Keep an eye on where it went so we can get it after.
Oh, any rock will do. Don't worry.
All right, you're
Stop using mine.
Yeah. Can Eno get past? There are like 4 people in front of him now.
it's a tight squeeze, but you can.
Okay, so yeah, Eno's gonna try and stay behind people, but you're gonna see his arm just snake through and just see if he can grab around the guy's mouth and just pick him up and prop him forwards. Because he's a halfling, he can get into other people's squares, so I'm just gonna hold him up and try and grapple him.
He's a gnome, but yep, we'll go for it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right, so you want to try and grab him as a grapple check and lift him up?
Yeah.
All right. That'll be a contested athletics check. Yeah, I got a total of 9.
Unnatural 20.
All right. Yeah, you reach forward with this huge, just incredibly oversized hand, and like you're kind of picking up a large softball. You wrap your hand around his skull and just lift him off his feet.
I'll just walk backwards and just say, now, do not be hasty. We all wish to live here.
Is all you hear in reply as you kind of pick him up. Do you want to just pick him up or do anything else with him?
I'm just gonna grin and look past and say, "What would you like to do, friend?" Who's holding the pig?
His friend kind of has been backing off this whole time, and you just see him kind of. He doesn't know what to do. He's a bit conflicted. He's got the pig, and he could try and run with it, but he doesn't think he should. You see him kind of trying to hold on to the pig with one arm and try and reach for his dagger with the other. And he's like, "You put him down, all right? You leave him alone, and you can have the pig. Just put him down."
Agreed. I will put him down. I will also make sure that you are compensated with payment. Just do
And
not
we'll
do
be
anything
taking that
hasty.
short sword as well.
1 pig in exchange for another.
That's you. All
Here
right
you
then.
go, little piggy. Go on, run back to your friend.
And he goes to he puts the pig down, but just kind of holds it. He's like, put him down.
You
Put
know?
down
Why
your
don't we
short
walk-
sword. Slide it across to us.
Can I just see if I can pull the short sword out of his hand? Or is that
Yeah,
still
sure.
flailing around in front of me?
I mean, yeah, he'd be whipping it around.
Okay. Well, I guess with my high armor class, it's just like ping, 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 shh, just scratching against. No, we do not want that. Be good. And I'll just see if I can get. Wow. Ugh. Total of 12, if grapple is required.
Yeah, so he's just gonna be flicking it around. You dare not try and get too close with it, but you can still put him down. See if he wants to. He kind of at that point kind of almost gives up, and you see him kind of slump down. He's still kind of wriggling, but he shrugs his shoulders and just tosses the sword in a sort of lazy motion.
Cool. I
Is
will
it in an area where I can pick it up?
lay him down.
Yeah, you'd have to step forward to pick it up.
I will do that.
Pavos, you want to do something?
I'm just watching on with interested, well, curious eyes. I've never seen any kind of tussle like this, as you've just robbed the robbers.
As I pick up the sword, I look round at Tarbos and give him like a "what have you got eyes?"
Barnabas, you've never used one in your life.
Right.
I
No,
can
no,
learn.
now put him
bigger
down.
dagger.
I
Put
will
him-
put him down. I also make sure he's on the opposite side of the party.
All right. He
So I spin him around.
opposite side of what?
I like towards his gnome friend, like not on
Right.
the other side where I pulled him
Yeah.
to.
All right. Yeah. You take him back, put him down, and as soon as you release him, he. Oh, you. Oh, you gonna. You lot. You watch yourselves. You don't know. Yeah. Oh, who am I kidding? We thought this was easy prey, but you lot. You buggers. The lot of you. Go on then.
I will
Oh,
cast.
don't be so hard on yourself. Come by the praying mantis later. We'll share a drink. I'll put it on my tab.
I will cast healing word and just prop him up a little bit.
He just sort of goes wide-eyed for a minute. Well, I never. All right, you know what? You can have the pig back. We was just gonna sell it to the butcher. To be honest, make a quick bit of coin. But
The stables. We know them well.
oh no. The the butcher, the old what's it names? The old
Red
Hammocks. The old Hammocks slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's no use swining about it. It's
No.
a swine.
No, you're right. Anyway.
Don't
Yeah.
say that again, Barnabas. No.
I don't think they picked up what I was putting down, Tarbos.
No, I got it. Like,
No, you
gnome
you
takes
ready?
four-
You ready?
four
Put
point
us
damage.
down, and we put the pig down. You can have the pig.
Okay,
Right,
I pick
and,
up the
You
pig.
know, get the pig.
All right. Yeah. Just kind of cupping it in two hands. It's tiny. It looks like a tiny little piggy bank in your hands. This little sort of a jelly
A
bean
total
with these little things wobbling around. It's kind of like a blackish grey little piglet.
cool. A total pigskin. I like it.
As you guys kind of feel like this is all said and done, whoever's at the back of this engagement, probably Barnabas or Tarvos, you guys hear some heavy footfalls
Tarbos.
approaching
it's me.
from the entrance to the alleyway where you guys came in.
Hey guys, there's someone behind us. And I'm going to turn around to have a peruse to see who it is.
As you
Well, if I can see.
as you stick your hand around, you notice a couple of flaming fists. In fact, 3 of them.
Hello, good friends. How are you today? We found Piglet.
You what now?
Oh, there was this old gentleman out the front. He said he lost his little pet, so we found it. Kind of kicked a few barrels over in the process and went from there.
Right. And you didn't steal this piglet, did you? Because that would be
No, if you want,
that would be a arrestable offence, wouldn't it, lads? Kind of looks around the rest
No.
of the.
Returning it.
Yeah.
if you want, we will show you
From
to
who?
the old man.
Who'd you take it from? And that's when you realise these gnomes have hightailed it as quickly as possible.
Well, the man just over there sent us to go find his missing pig. You can escort us back to him if you'd like. He can verify our story.
While you said that, I'm just going to move up to Tarvos, who's not done anything yet, and I'm just going to say in his ear, "Mate, I know where this is going, and you might want to prepare a spell or two." And I just sort of I just sort of hoist my blades a little bit. I'm not doing it threateningly, but I've still got them in hand.
Ooh.
You lot kind of causing a bit of a racket, a bit of a disorderly conduct. And, if your word's as good as you say it is, then yeah, you wouldn't mind putting your weapons away and coming with us.
Of course, good sir, but let us return pig first, so that way we do not squeal as we go through the gates.
Oh, don't worry, mate.
But
Nobody's going to be squealing today.
where are you taking us?
Oh, wherever you said your, this old man is.
You mean the
He's
shop right
literally
next to you?
down the street. He's right there
yeah.
if you look across the street.
Suppose. And, over his shoulder, looks down the road. And, lo and behold, there is this old man sort of still hunched over and just kind of gently waving. Right.
He is saying,
Right.
we know this.
You're lucky. You're lucky that you got a legitimate excuse, because I've got my eye on you, boys. All right? Whatever kind of business goes down in alleyways, it's usually not something I like to allow happening, especially here in the old outer city. So,
Well,
you just watch
we
yourself,
thank you
eh?
for your vigilance,
Yeah.
lads, and we'll
No
certainly
problem.
be seeing you. All the best to you.
And to you. On your way now.
And I
Stay out of the
don't
alleyways.
put my swords away until we've walked away from them.
Yeah, they
I
few
put
of
my
them
stones away.
Yeah, a few of them keep their eyes on you for a minute as you guys all make out into the main street, and the old man kind of looks up joyfully. Oh, you guys are all right. You found him.
Yes, he was running amok.
That's real good. Oh, God, time to fatten him up. Time to fatten him up, sell him on. Good old little piglet. Good stuff.
Making
Anyway.
himself at gnome.
At what?
It's
Um,
okay.
I'm sorry, sir. My friend
What?
Barnabas here goes through phases. He's going through. He thinks he's a poet at the moment.
Waterdavian humor doesn't fit in very well here. It seems to fly over these Baldavians? Baldavians? What do you call yourself?
You're from Waterdeep, eh?
Yes, I'm from Waterdeep.
Oh, it's a nice place.
Beautiful.
We,
I'm thinking, sir, since we assisted you in finding the piglet and you're looking to sell it on, I run the orphanage at a little Caelmshan. I was wondering perhaps we could have a discounted price for this fine beast. It would be a little bit of a company for the kids and eventually a good feed.
well, that's an interesting proposition. Well, I believe that we could make a little deal or something. This particular piglet, however, we've just got in and we have a little bit of a lack of supply at the moment. But perhaps in a week or two, we could scout out to some of the farms, the local area, and see if they've got any young ones ready for sort of more of a more suitable for you.
Oh, you let me know, sir. Calum Time is the name. This is
Calum,
my
Calum.
companion, and
pleasure to
two
meet you.
blokes I just met. I don't know them.
Whoa, well,
Well,
seems like we're all a little bit strangers here. My name is Albert.
is it Albert or Elbert?
Albert,
Right?
with an
Albert,
E.
pig farmer.
What's your business, Albert? What you just a farmer who lives here, or I don't see much farmland around here. so-
No, I sort of run a certain section here of the Garen Moore stables and menagerie. You see, I run this little shack, and then kind of points to just like a low roofed, just sort of like a barn. But then attached to it, you see the same sort of signage as the Garrenmore stables that you saw in the towards the Black Gate on the north. And you see a much larger building, and you notice that there is a distinct smell of sort of horse manure and the like in the area. He said, "Yeah, I just sort of keep an eye on some chickens and a few piglets. Sort of, yeah, run the other sort of bits and pieces. Whereas the old stables, they kind of reserve that for displaying the fine steeds and noble rides around, you know."
Okay,
Well,
Caleb, should we
all the best to you.
Yes,
Please go on.
and you.
should we purchase a beast?
No, he said in a week's time. Weren't you listening?
No, but a chicken or he says he has other animals. Maybe there's something that's ready for the kids to eat tonight.
We've
Well,
actually
they
got
can
a
eat it.
chicken coop inbuilt at the orphanage, don't we? At the back. Couple Davy and Tiki take care of the chickens each morning.
We do, but at the same time, Nemo sometimes gets in there, and we've had a few casualties.
You got to keep Nemo out. Absolutely, classic Nemo.
I have. I do not know how he picks lock. He just seems to get in.
All the best to you, sir. We'll be seeing you. Pop by Little Calemshan sometime.
All right. He says kind of apprehensively, as if it's not a place most people would frequent.
Oh,
Yeah, come and meet the orphans. Bring bacon.
oh God!
Not
Not so much. Not so much. Where are you taking me?
Yeah, you're not getting the vibe. It's so much the orphanage as
Further and further we travel
Just-
to the outer city.
Little Kalimshnitz. Anyway, you guys
we came
head on.
into such
Become
splendor.
more pungent and the people more dour.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there-
you
there
entered
is a bit of
through
a
the rich
dour tone.
noble side.
Why can't your
here you
backstory
notice-
take you living in like the upper city, somewhere nice?
Yeah, here you notice the streets are not kept clean. People have the luxury of using horse and cart to kind of get around. Not that many do, but again, you sort of notice a few children playing in the streets and the occasional stray dog, sort of just with disheveled, soiled fur, just sitting lazily on the side of the road. As you continue to make your way up towards the secluded area of Little Calimshan.
Right.
That's
Great,
As soon as
so
we
we're
get to
sort
the
of
street,
getting
I
into
start
my
checking the
neighborhood
traps.
now. Into familiar streets.
yeah. So you actually end up approaching what you guys believe. So Barnabas and Tarvos are an unfamiliar sight to you. The section of Little Calimshan, so sort of the buildings begin to disperse a little more. You notice through the buildings and up to the north there are sort of rows of farming land and the like. But Little Calimshan immediately sort of juxtaposes against that and begins to rise in the distance as this walled off section of the outer city. The architecture distinctly different to that of Baldur's Gate. It has this exotic flair to it, with coloured spires and cones on the turrets. The brickwork painted in vibrant blues. It has a very exotic look to it.
Foreclosure sign on the front.
Oi,
There might be
Caleb,
like
so-
an old whoring sign or something on the front of it. To be honest.
Welcome to build your last Mosenthausen.
Well,
Think like those old like Roman wall paintings of like this is what this room's about.
Oh,
Uh,
like the statues in the corners and all that.
yeah, there's a
Well,
little
they
bit
used to
of
have like frescoes, like
graffiti.
depicting like images of what you can expect in certain rooms in a in a whole house.
Very suitable for a children's orphanage.
Yeah.
Little
Oh, no.
Kalimshan itself is not the entirety of the orphanage. It is a small community built up of immigrants from the nation of Kalimshan. These are people. Yeah. Yes. Kalimshan. Bam. So you have you've now you begin to see that the streets are a little cleaner here as you step in through the manned gates. They sort of nod at Caleb as you enter. Yeah, as you come in again, you see it even sectioned off even further into very small sort of areas, kind of like a keep. Each section, is distinctly different from the next. One area seems to be more residential. Others are more sort of like a market and shopfront area. Others are for various uses. But each sort of shack or building, kind of squarish and using sharp angles and straight lines. Again, very colourful. Each building painted a unique, beautiful colour, and it seems like you're suddenly worlds away from Baldur's Gate and most certainly the outer city. Caleb, you lead them through and around to your wonderful little orphanage.
Welcome to my little piece of the world. I just sort of wave at a couple people as I walk past. There's a beggar down the street. I just sort of lean down to, how are you doing today, Bluey? How's those feet holding up? They're all right?
They are not
just
bad,
pass them
thank
a
you.
cup of
They are,
No worries. I'll just pet him on the shoulder.
Pet him.
Pat him. There, there.
Cool.
Listen, Bluey, keep it up. Stay chipper.
Thank you.
And
Caleb.
we make our way towards the towards the orphanage, and there's sort of a wall and an old sort of large hedge that sort of runs along the perimeter of it, and two big old rusty gates that open inwards. And you can see a couple kids just running around the courtyard of what is before you is actually obviously what was once upon a time an old mansion. This must have been some sort of manor of some sort in decades past and fallen on hard times, but it's got some flowers going around it. There's a veggie garden. You can hear children laughing, and it's actually a pretty nice looking little place, if not a bit beat up.
Beautiful. All right.
Is it cleaner than I was picturing it was going to be, or is it exactly what I was?
But it's not. It's
slums, real slums.
Yeah, it's not that slummy. People take a bit of pride, in here. There's obviously a bit of a community vibe going on here, as Jared was saying. It's all right.
So there's sort of worn and not necessarily maintained or repaired sort of mosaic patterns and things around. So there was once a lot of care and respect and understanding that this was more of a place for a certain kind of people. The Kalimshan people who came here were never truly welcomed in the city. So they decided to carve out their own little paradise, their little home away from home, and despite that, have done incredibly well here as merchants and purveyors of exotic goods and things like that. So there's a whole bunch of these little kids kind of wandering around, sort of doing their various studies, and you hear that there is a bell that rings now, the afternoon bell, to call everyone inside, begins chiming from somewhere inside this large building.
Are there any towers? or is it one kind of level?
So I imagine that there is like 2 floors to it. So sort of like utility rooms and things downstairs. But of course, seeing as this was once a brothel, it has been there were many rooms upstairs which have now been converted into multi-use, not multi-use, into bedrooms where a few children board up in each room.
And
so down. Mhm.
Tavos is gonna admire the roof. Is it a flat roof or a pitched roof?
Yeah, as you enter through the, I'd also say it's kind of on one of the outer walls. So its back is up. A huge wall raises up behind it, and there is a tower, like one of the sort of shaped towers, sort of stands off to the side of it, just off to the side behind it. And as you step inside, you notice that there are these sort of high arched ceilings. The immediate entrance is also kind of open air. This balcony around you enraptures a bit of a courtyard underneath with large tiled mosaic floors that are sort of worn away and covered in dust, but you can see that there was beautiful colors and such once upon a time. And then up around you, these sort of archways over and around the balcony areas. You see children sort of running up and down these curved staircases. So as you kind of enter in towards the back of the room, are these staircases that sort of switch up and around, coming back towards you. Yeah, they all seem to be heading inside to their rooms to put whatever they were playing with outside away. And then a line that you notice off to the left-hand side seems to be forming. Caleb, you'd recognize that obviously as the sort of multi-purpose kitchen and mess room.
Sure is.
It is not much, but it is home, and for many.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, do you have any areas where that gives a good view of the sky?
Of course, my friend. I will show you one room that has no roof. It is roof, but
It's
at the same time,
under
we've made it
construction.
happening.
It's under renovation.
Yes,
Alright.
I am currently working on it as we speak.
Can I sleep in that room?
Of course. Let me just remove my pet first. Come, I will show you the room. And
Alright.
as we step up the front step, I'm just gonna go wait and just kick the trap aside. Look up at the window with like this girl that's just holding like a pot, and then just give her a wink and just say, just keep on walking. She was waiting for the other bell. And I told you, look out for traps. And yeah, just make my way upstairs.
All right.
Alright. So no midnight wandering is what you're saying.
Oh no, you can wander. Just expect a pan on the head.
Alright. This is the strangest orphanage I've ever been in. As I follow you upstairs.
All right. Barnabas and Caleb.
I'd
Just
quite
take the
like a
bar-
roof, if that's okay, Caleb.
That can absolutely be arranged. Elves, am I right?
I actually didn't realize he was an elf when I first met him. He's purple, as is quite odd.
Very. At this point, maybe a couple of orphans might even run out, sort of mill about, sort of running circles around Barnabas.
Oh,
Say, Mikey, Matty, keep your hands to yourself, though. Okay, none of that. Mikey, don't go in his pockets. Leave it. He's a guest.
no, please, no, stop.
Go on, get on with you. Get on with you.
A few of them sort of just tugging at your robes there, Barnabas. But he's got shiny things. He's got shiny things.
Daniel, I'll give you a shiny across your face if you don't behave.
Immediately, the retort comes in a. No, you won't, Caleb.
Oh gosh.
I might. Where's Mary Lou? She'll have you.
At the sound of Mary Lou, they're like, no, yep, dinner time, yep. And they
Get on with
quick
you.
smart kind of get in line and kind of push their way, just kind of like find their own spot in the line. They don't go to the back. They just kind of bully their way in and barge in. Yeah.
Cool. So I say, Barnabas, follow me. We'll find you your room. Dinner should be served soon. What time is it, actually? I should ask.
The kids eat a little early, probably around 5 p.m.
Okay. And it is
Around
4
5 p.m.
Oh, it's 5 p.m. now? Great, perfect. So, yeah, look, we'll enter the abode, and I'm just going to take Barnabas up, some stairs that lead off to the left, and I'm finding one of the guest rooms. I'd say we have, the kids sort of mill about. Some like to share rooms, some sort of bunk. A couple of the older kids like to have their own space. There's enough free rooms here that we can have guests from time to time. And I just take them into a nice little room with a basic. It's just got like a little chest at the bed, single bed. The sheets look clean enough. There's a little window. The wall paint's all sort of little. It's a little scarred up and it's a little bit dried out, but a little bit pale. But apart, it's a nice enough little room. There's a little bit of at the windowsill. There's a little flower bed that's growing. So someone's obviously tending to that. Yes, overall, pretty nice little room. So you can put your things down here. No one will touch them.
Oh, good. Would you be offended were I to do some more of that magic on the room?
By all means, I'm intrigued. In fact,
I look relieved, and
Yeah.
I start You remember the prestidigitation spell, the cleaning one.
I thought that was just something for changing the taste of drinks. Oh, right, the one where you clean the dust off.
Clean the dust off. Yes, it just means quick fingers. Presti for quickly, digitus for fingers, and ation is just the suffix on the end. Prestidigitation, and I'll clean up the sheets and the pillows and everything I can.
Okay, so quite quickly, I see. I'm maybe a little bit taken aback by it. That is a very handy skill, Barnabas. I think we're going to get along just fine.
Well, I'm not a cleaner, Caleb.
No, but, lend a hand here and there. Anyway, dinner's in 5. See you down there. And I just sort of move out.
Alrighty. And with that, I think we're going to take a short, what might be 10-minute break, might be a little sooner, but thank you, everyone. I hope you are being entertained, at least slightly. Really appreciate everyone who is watching us and enjoying the stream. I really appreciate the follows, everyone who has followed in during the session. We've got Boo Radley Boo, Ferry Gaming Reut, I think that's correct, Panzerbjorn 1, and Dwarf with Attitude. Really appreciate the follows, guys. We will be back in about 10 minutes, so we'll see you real soon. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for waiting. We are live again. Hopefully, yes, we are. Thank you, everyone, for waiting. Thanks for sticking around during our first half and a little bit of a kerfuffle with our audio situation once again. Thank you, Bryce of the House of Cthulhu, for the emergency correction, the emergency backup and fixes that helped us to get off the ground. And here we are once again. I guess we don't really need a recap as it was only 10 minutes ago. So I think where we left off, we had Caleb showing Barnabas a nice room upstairs, and I think we'll go back to Eno and Tarvos as he is led to
You know,
a different room.
It is just up here to the left. But as you come along, just remember, I have a pet. It's in the room, but I have to find it first before I can give you the room. Is that okay with you?
All right, so you've got a pet. That's fine. I'm a druid. I've trained with animals. It should be good. Like,
Uh,
but you know,
True.
it'll be fine. I come in. I see pet. You know, I grab pet. I scratch the back of the ear, and then we'll be fine.
No, no, no,
How
no, no, no,
strange can it
no, no,
be?
no, 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 no. You do not see it. You will not see it. It is mimic. It will be battle. It will be pillow. It will be chair. Just be careful what you touch, and if it is smaller than what is around it, it is probably him.
All right.
Call
So
it
what you're saying
Nemo.
is you've got a pet mimic. How'd you do that? And why are you giving me this room?
Because you wanted one with roof or without
Yes,
roof,
but
so you
I
wanted
didn't
stars.
want one that was going to eat me. Like,
Oh, that is the reason why I'm giving you a room, but also going with you at the same time to make sure
all
that
right,
this does not happen.
all right. This, I'm going to be honest. I thought since you're so large that you would have at least a bigger brain than what you're showing me right now. Can you just?
Brain is huge.
Is there
I
no
I will
other room?
no, there are other rooms, but you will be sharing with kids. I do not think you would want that. Please come with me. And I
Or
Yes.
just lead into the door and just it
I
will be
follow
about the
very
same size
hesitantly.
as coin pouch. Look for coin pouch, about that size. So about my hand and just like twice the size of a regular person's.
All right,
Please.
I will follow
I
you
open
then.
I open the door gingerly, check that there's nothing through once my head's in, creak it open. Nemo, oh Nemo,
I'm so glad
where
this
are
isn't
you,
my room.
Nemo?
It's
I begin
sort of
looking for what I believe is either a bag of coins or small barrel. The two shapes that he's starting to learn.
so yeah, this room is a little bit in disrepair and a little bit damp as the sky is revealed there before you. You notice that a partial roof collapse has occurred here. There was a little bit of debris and stuff around the room, but otherwise the room seemed like it wasn't really used. There's sort of sheets and stuff over the furniture, some crates and barrels sort of piled up to one side. You do notice that there is a bed, or at least what appears to be a bed frame covered in a sheet as well. And that's when you hear a little shuffle in the direction of the bed. And then you hear wood on wood rolling and a small keg barrel, maybe more like used for gunpowder or transporting salt or anything, just kind of wobbles and rolls out from under the bed. Stops in the
Oh,
middle of the
he's
floor.
coming out. Look at it. Look at that little fella. How do you think he's doing? He's only 2 years old, you know.
It is a barrel
It is more than a battle.
that's
Come and
alive.
look at it. I go and scratch the side
I'm
where the
staying quite a ways away.
Yep.
I look for the outside where it says omen on the outside of the barrel, the one marking he can't get rid of, and I scratch it going backwards from Nemo. Hello, little
Uh,
fella. How are you?
Tavos, from your side, you see this barrel kind of mush and like kind of squish down, kind of like a cat would kind of like squish up and like lean into being scratched. And then you see from sort of one side of it, from one of the circular tops, it begins to kind of peel apart. These wooden layers kind of peel apart, and they're like kind of revealed are these large, sharp, jagged teeth, and this gummy glue-like saliva begins kind of seeping out from its mouth, and it kind of purrs in a frightening way.
All right,
It is
Eno, stay there.
beautiful.
No, just move over a bit so I get a clearer shot to kill it.
What? No, 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 no. This is mine. This is mine.
I-
This is Nemo. This is Nemo. I
I
pick
stopped
it up and
prepping
just
some
croon it. In
stones.
I
Then-
I still have my shield on me. I just plop it behind and let it just stick to the inside of the shield. No, you will not harm my pet. He is friend more
Right.
than anything. Look at it.
Right.
He's burning. He's friendly. Do you want to say hi anymore?
Yes, and a lion purrs. So why don't you take that outside and just let me lock this room up so it cannot get in?
Oh no, this is the one room it cannot leave. It does not like heights, so that is the reason why I put it in here. See that corner? And I just point to the tuft of bird feathers in the. Tis the one place that birds actually can get in, so he has fresh meat available to him at all times. He likes pigeon, don't you? And I just kind of poke the side, and you see like a feathers go out of the top.
All right,
at,
this is
at this
bizarre,
stage,
and I'm out of here. I
this
just walk out the door.
this is when the little barrel kind of rolls to one side, and there's just this kind of like there's these little stubby feet, kind of like you'd see on the bottom of an old bathtub. These kind of clawed feet just kind of pop out, and then it rolls onto its other side, and they pop out, and then with these kind of stubby little legs, kind of gets up and shakes itself off, and then this long sort of gluey tongue unrolls out from its mouth, and these two thin cracks towards the top of the barrel kind of open up, and these little yellow eyes eventually kind of blink open, and then it looks up at Eno and like licks its lips, and then like peers around the side of the barrel towards Tavos, around the shield towards Tavos.
All right. So Tavaros is gonna see that. Okay. I look in the stars for meaning, and I'm going to be honest. And for the future, to see what would happen, I never saw this, and I'm just out. I'm out, and just I just open the door and leave.
No, 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 no. This is your room. He is leaving now. Come on. I just got him for you.
No, I'm sleeping in
we
the
are going.
courtyard. Oh, okay. There may be guards and whatever will kill me, but it'll be less bizarre than this.
No, 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 no. Look, stay. This is best house ever. Look, I just need to grab his little cot and he will be fine. And I just reach in between the barrels and just pull out this. It would look like a wooden shield, almost like a druid shield, and just kind of prop it up on the corner and just put it over the like the inside of my shield. And he just kind of curls up next to it, and it sticks to the inside of my arm against him. And I say, "Don't worry, we are going. This is your room." I just kind of slap you on the side. Welcome to Little Karamshan. This is the strangest thing you'll probably see here. This is good. You got it out of the way now. Come,
I'm
I
already out
must
the door,
find
man.
little Mickey. Oh. Come back!
Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm
Well, if he does
so
not want the
uncomfortable
room,
for
then,
you.
you know, if he does not want the room, we can at least sleep in the same cot again. Just kind of scratch him behind. the
Unless
ears
that cot is a
in the ear.
cage. Nope.
Yeah.
Just kind of licks its chops a little bit.
Okay, let us go and find Mickey. She sometimes finds lizards and rats. You like rats, don't you?
There was a courtyard, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You can see the
I
guy
just
from the
laugh.
courtyard?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just going there.
All right.
Barnabas just goes upstairs. Oh, this place is wonderful. Talvis comes running out. We're going now.
Out.
Oh, back
I
to
don't
Barnabas
think.
and Caleb.
Yeah.
And that's
to
why,
Barnabas and Caleb.
yeah, that's basically why we have no rat problem anymore, Barnabas. Yeah, that's what I've been telling you.
Oh,
Smooth.
that does sound effective. That yes, probably a bit more extreme than most establishments would employ to rid themselves of rats, but
And look, we've got kids here. We've got to keep the place clean. And anyway, dinner's about to be served. Everyone should be down. Come on, come meet Mary Lou and some of the kids. And I sort of lead them into a large dining hall. There's kids sort of running, sort of bumping us as they sort of run into the room. There's two long tables. one across either side of the room, and you can see the kids are sort of divvying it up by sort of the smaller kids on the right hand and the older ones on the left. And at the center of the room, with a few kids milling around, is an elderly human lady.
I'm keeping a
In
watchful
what I can
eye
only
for
describe
all
as
prying hands.
you need to. In fact, we should do a roll about every 10 minutes of in-game play here.
I'm
When
not
in
getting robbed
Kalimshin.
by your orphans.
All right.
Cool. So as we enter the room, I say, Mary Lou, this is one of my friends. Barnabas Blastwind, he calls himself.
Yes,
Barnabas Blastwind.
Barnabas is fine. You can call me Barnabas.
Well, I never. Tell me,
And
Barnabas.
you are, lady?
Well, my name's Mary Lou. Don't you know?
God.
I'm
it's
sorry,
a pleasure.
was that not what
Mary,
you were expecting?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mary Lou. You reside over this orphanage as well with Calum and Eno, is that correct?
Well, I like to let him think
Mary
he runs
Lou's
things.
queen of the castle.
Yeah, Caleb likes to think he
You
runs
like to
things,
think-
but without my cooking and cleaning and otherwise organization skills and, of course, the education that these young minds deserve,
I
wouldn't
did
be
see your
much of
name
nothing.
carry quite reverence with the children.
Yes, well, they know not to step out of line here.
Fear.
You say
Yes, it
fear,
was something
Caleb.
like that.
I say discipline. Just because you grew up without any doesn't mean it's not the same. It's not going to work on these children, all right? There's a fine line, and they know where it is.
So as she was saying, we will do our part here, even Stephen. What are we having for dinner today, Mary Lou?
Oh, well, only just some beautiful soup made with the vegetables from the garden. There was
Vegetable soup every night. I forgot.
Well, and you wonder why I have to keep charge of this place. You always forget.
I'm only joking, dear. Bring it in. Let's serve up. A couple more of my friends will be down soon. Eno's here, of course.
I wish you'd told me we were having guests. I would have.
Well, I didn't.
Would have made myself more presentable. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Well, now look, I will make sure that everyone here is served plenty. Of course, there's always enough to go around. Did we have any more of our regulars? Did we round up any more of the little boys and girls from the lower city or the upper city today?
Afraid not. Just a couple of big ones.
All right, that's all right then. Yes, look.
I lean down and pick up one of the little kids and just sort of have him on my hip as I'm having a bit more of this conversation.
Yeah, he just seems to. He just lets you pick him up, and he seems to be holding a sort of like a carved wooden toy. It seems well loved and well used. It resembles something like a horse or a goat or something. It's either been worn away or was just never carved into anything too particular.
Well, Tarvos and I make quite a meal ourselves that we could add to this to take some of the burden of the extra company. I can also add in some special flavoring as well if you'd like to try something different.
Well, I'm always up for a little culinary adventure, but the children have a bit of a milder palate than most. So, well, perhaps we could have a little play around in the kitchen.
I'm definitely up for that.
Oh, well, that's just fine and dandy then. Yes, look, I'll just be getting the last pot off the stove. I think it should be ready now. Children, line up. And you see a bit of a scuffle, and the loose line that was formed before now becomes a regimented queue as they pass some bowls down the line from a stack. On one of the tables, and Mary Lee sort of just kind of curtsies and walks on off to get a to get the soup. Tarvos, probably about this time that you'd wander down and make your way in this direction, I'd say.
So is it like a
Eno,
big
Eno not.
hole?
Yeah, so as you'd come back down, oh no, you were on the ground floor. So yeah, as you kind of come back out into the courtyard, you'd notice that there's a bit of a kerfuffle, an echo of sort of rabbling children, and then they all seem to like kind of hush down, all of a sudden, kind of step in a line. So yeah, you kind of peer around the corner into these double doors, and there before you is kind of laid out, kind of the size of like a small chapel, but instead of pews and stuff, there's actually just sort of some long tables where the children are kind of lined up down the middle of, sort of like picnic tables either side. A sort of open kitchen to the end in the corner, kind of pumping out a little bit of heat into this room. And yeah, you smell some kind of stewing vegetable soup.
Right. So I'm going to spot Barnabas and just enter quite loud. Barnabas, have you seen the bizarre things that are happening here? As I kind of storm
Nothing,
to it.
nothing outrageously bizarre. Quite rude, Tarvos.
Right, that big furlbog is keeping a mimic as a pet.
What's a mimic?
All right.
He means
so,
Nemo.
Yes. Well, they call it Nemo. It hides as objects, and when you go to grab the object, it bites your hand off.
Well, that just sounds like it needs more training, Tarvos.
No, it's not that.
Maybe the mimics that you've come across haven't been trained well. Maybe Eno has trained this one.
No, that's not how it works. You train, how do I say it? You train a lion.
I've seen it. You can train a lion. I've seen it.
Yes, but a
I've not
lion's
come
always
across a
gonna.
lion in my journeys.
Yes, but a lion's always going to bite your hand off when it can.
Well,
But this one is you find it in places of ill repute, and it's not really natural.
You're being very rude, Tarvos, calling this place of ill repute right in front of them.
No, I'm not
to
saying
worry, Barnabas,
these
not
kids
to
are
worry
bad.
at all. Tarvos, you're very welcome. We'll keep the email away from you. Here, hold this, and I sort of pass a kid who just sort of leans out, puts his hands around the neck, and I say, "Hold that for a second. Well, come join us for dinner. Stop whinging. It's going to be all right."
Swining. That's what I said earlier.
This kid kind of just monkeys onto you, Tarvos.
I'm going to kind of gingerly take it off.
By the scruff.
It just looks at you wide-eyed, and he's like, "You've got purple skin."
Yes, I have purple skin.
Did you fall in a wine barrel?
No, I kind of, how do I explain it? Fell into magical energy.
Show us then. He's got
Show you
magic, and like it just kind of like yanks on the nearest kid, and I was like, he's got magic, and a few of the kids just suddenly just
perhaps we want to show them our creation. Sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking maybe this. But hey, child, do you have a rock at all?
Oh, of course. And just out of his pocket, you see him pull just like a few pebbles. They're kind of smooth and all the same size. We use it for what's that game called? Street Jacks. Yeah. So and just like immediately seem to have forgotten that you were going to do magic. He's like, the way it works is, you throw your stone into a circle, and then someone else has to try.
That's nice. I just need to use the stones for a second.
How are we going to play if you don't let him finish, Tarvos?
And then
No,
then,
I'm not playing the game.
What?
Exasperated, going to take the stones.
Oh, that's my best jack. Yeah,
Right,
you can.
I'll show
you
you
can-
something. I'll show you something magical, and I put
Magic?
them out of my hand. Yes. So watch this tattoo, and the tattoo on the back of my hand just starts blazing with light, as I kind of imprint it almost on 3 of the stones. Right now, look, and they're kind of just shining. Right now you pick it up, and I'm just gonna throw it at a wall. And then-
Uh,
What happens to the
as
wall?
if
and
as if you were throwing
and-
a firecracker. This stone just launches from your hand, sails across the room at a high speed, and just detonates with a loud crack. This mostly stone and brick room, this sound just shattering everyone's ears. There's this huge ricochet and echo. A few tiles, a small indent, and a few tiles from where it impacted just kind of fall and shatter to the ground. What on earth is that noise?
I
Yells
sort of
very
covering
low.
my ears, turn around. Yeah. What the fuck, Mickey? Was that you? Are you at it again? Where is he? Where'd he go? Run
Right.
off. Someone grab
Right.
Mickey.
Right, so basically, the child asked for magic. I showed him some magic. What's
Thomas,
the
I
harm?
thought we could show him maybe the Wonder Burger that we created. It's a lot more harmless.
But I need that for food. Don't worry about it.
That was fantastic. And before you can even like stop him, he's grabbed your hand, like pried your fingers open and taken the other two stones out of your hand.
No.
And
Oh,
just
those
like-
are deadly
and just like-
weapons.
And just like pocketed them.
Yeah. What have you got? I got a knife. No.
What have you got? I've got a magic exploding stone.
Can I roll see if I noticed that?
All right, but look at
Sure.
this. And what was that? And I'm gonna click my fingers, and the light also on what's in his pocket's just gonna go out.
He doesn't notice. He's just like and like swaddles to the back of the line. Caleb, you probably you look at his pocket, you notice it's glowing, and Tavos kind of goes, all right, and you see him snap his fingers, and with that the glow in his pocket subsides.
Okay, and I just turn and say, "All right, keep those, but only outside. All right." And then I turn to
Just gives you
Tarvis and say,
a smile.
"Tarvis, did you just put a hole in our fucking wall?"
It was not a hole. I made a dent.
That's coming
Just
out of your
like-
cut, FYI. I sit down for dinner and
Well,
Let
it's
me
just
know.
like you made. Well, it's just like you made a dent on that gnome's face.
we put it
I
back.
don't think that's comparable, Thomas.
Well, one's a human being and one's a rock. Well, no, sorry, one's not a human being. Humanoid.
I'm starting to
Do I
think you're
come
the
in at this
strangest
point, Jared?
Well,
Sorry?
I'm saying one's a rock doesn't move.
Yeah, you've definitely come in at some point.
I imagine if
I'm
Eno
just-
enters the room like half a dozen kids all just like "Ah!" like jump towards him.
Start
Oh,
climbing.
how are you little ones? I haven't seen you so far in the last 3 days. I'm like holding my left arm up so they don't touch Nemo, but they know that as a symbol. Well, how are you little ones? Casey, Carter, Mickey, I see that you are still in trouble.
Oh, wait. I got magic rocks.
Indeed you do. It's good to see that you're doing it. And I just kind of scan the back roll, raise an eyebrow, look at Tarvos.
You
Keep
see
them safe,
Mary Lou
and
just
do not.
hands on hips, just furious. It's like it's
So I
done.
just wave a hand and just calm her down in the corner. Come, I will show you how to fix this actually, since you are the one who caused it. Now, and I just kind of like scoop him up with my right arm. Do you remember last week that we were practicing with the little amulet that I gave you?
Sort of, yeah.
Cool. Here it is again, and this is just around my neck. If you want to take it off, you can then use it. And I guess he just undoes the holy symbol of the Rao Firecloak. Come, you remember the words, yes?
Um, they were very big.
Close enough. But if you wish, just stand up here for a second. Let me take off Nemo, and I'll just take off like the crab-like shell with Nemo purring underneath. Slowly, just pull my arm out, and repeat after me while holding the amulet and putting your finger next to it. I will hold the tile. You will mend it, and he will slowly
Right.
start to use the cantrip mending to
You see him
fix
holding
it.
the amulet and just focusing as much as he can. And it's very dull, very weak. It's kind of like using kind of like glue that's just there's just too much glue, and it's just sort of like slipping and sliding as you kind of hold the tile there, and then you just give it a little reinforcement, and then suddenly it's held fast, and the glow subsides, and the tile is back where it should be.
I'll just say, do you remember that feeling of magic rock when you first had it?
Yeah, it went boom.
Yeah, you just
But
want to
this
see it
is
go.
this is the opposite of boom.
Yes, this is how you mend what you break.
I
Now,
see.
if you
I see.
wish, I will teach you again in future, but this is pretty good for one of your age. Darrell himself will be happy of
Hey, do we have enough time for such lessons now? I don't like dinner to be delayed. So can we just get a little shuffle on here and
you. My
get everybody
apologies,
served?
Mary Lou.
Yes.
Do you wish?
Might I
will put
suggest
them
we?
back in-
Sorry, might I suggest that we take our food, and is there somewhere we can talk in private about our upcoming uh, task?
Listen, Barnabas, we'll eat food with the rest of them, then we'll get on to business. Business for dessert.
Do not worry, there is a room I just cleaned out for Tavas. We can use that to talk in if you want.
I'd say, kids, everyone, let's go. Time to eat. And they all sort of start filing to their seats properly. And I'll sort of lead you guys to the back bench, so we're sort of facing the rest of the room, next to Mary Lou, who's the other adult in the room currently. So everyone, please take your seats. Eno's got like a huge, like old, like oak branch, large, like armchair.
Church pew.
Right.
And I guess one of the older kids wheels in what looks like something with a large cauldron on it and a number of plates. Just looks like sort of dry bread.
Yeah.
And I'll
Eventually,
just
everyone kind of
say,
gets
all right, everyone.
served.
Yep. So
Yeah.
as they're dishing up, and say, let's say grace, everyone. Timora, Lady of Luck, Goddess of Good Fortune. May you help our fingers be fast and our hoards bountiful in the coming days. Blessings upon you. And everyone goes, blessings upon you.
Beautiful.
Hey Barnabas, I think that they lied to us when they said it wasn't run by a church.
Loosely, they just follow a religion. Doesn't mean that they're. Yeah, good point.
I think we gotta keep a close eye on these ones.
I was going to help them flavor their food slightly, but I could only do it for either the whole pot or for 3 of them. I wouldn't want to start a riot.
Maybe
Barnabas,
keep it on the
wait.
down low.
Okay, never mind. I'll just pretend I didn't say anything.
I was
Hey
just gonna
Barnabas,
have one of
why don't
my
you flavor
berries.
the pot with your funny magics before we serve up?
Oh, what flavor would you like, Caleb?
Kids, what do we want to eat tonight?
And suddenly, there's a bit of a kind of a confused look, like we have a choice.
Come on.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Name a flavor. We'll see what the magician can do.
Does he know how to make street meat? You know,
Stuck it is.
when you get the meat on the stick.
He's talking. I just turned to Barnabas, so I go, he's talking about rat, but if you could do duck, that'd be great.
I think I can handle duck. I've quite had the loveliest of duck in Waterdeep and in Sea Cliffs. Let me give it a go, and I'll get my hands ready and do some magic over the top of the pot, and just like, and then it gets a slight glow to it, and then it settles down into the simmering vegetable mess. That should do it.
It suddenly has this rich, fatty smell to it that it didn't have before. A new added layer of complexity, as if it had been brewing away a deep stock for many hours. And suddenly everybody seems quite excited to enjoy their meal.
Yeah, Barnabas, how close are you sitting to me, by the way?
I didn't know. I guess reasonably. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be.
Yeah, you would see the shield slowly raise up at this point and just see like two pairs of eyes just looking at you from across the room. Like, what'd you just do? Just like a greyhound smelling something new.
I don't notice, but if you ask me about it, then I can.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta see Nemo poking his head out of the two shields.
Oh. Your pet makes me so uncomfortable.
Thank you.
With all the meat smell, I'm just gonna kind of position my way further away and just start and just get a berry out.
I can reflavor yours when you get served it. There's no actual meat in it. It's just flavored that way. And when yours comes, when you've got your serving, I can give it another zap or remove the flavor from yours.
I know, but I feel like it would be cheating. Like I said, I would no longer eat meat in the Druidic.
Well, there's no meat in it, and I'll remove the flavor for you.
But it's
the same as what we did with the Wonder Burgers.
All right, but that tasted
your good
like
berry flavored into a meat. It's fine.
Fine. Give me some of this slop.
You can't go hungry, Talbos.
But I've already eaten 2 of these. I just hold up the feed you for a day, 1 berry.
Wow, you gave like 3 to Eno.
Okay, maybe leave the food then. I mean, they're orphans after all. If you're full, then don't eat.
Yes, I'm quite full.
Davos, you're not eating. Is it not up to your standards?
No, I've used magic to satisfy my hunger.
This is when Mary Lou kind of overhears.
Lord, I apologize.
Mary Lou kind of strides on over and sits down. She's like, "Well then, let's see what we have conjured up here, Magic Man from Waterdeep," and takes a tentative spoonful, and
tears streaming down her face. Oh my god, it's so good.
No. She says, it's not bad. Can't say I'm too familiar with duck, but I imagine this is a bit more of an exotic taste. I'm sure.
I hope I got the flavors right. I can't match the chefs of Waterdeep, but
it's not terrible. Now, Tarvos, you aren't eating?
Oh no.
You're on Mary Lou's hit list. Holes in the wall, not eating her food.
Clean your plate, sonny. Clean your plate.
I've already satisfied my hunger.
That is quite the shame.
Mary Lou's the boss.
I will not. I'm not offended. I'm just a little disappointed, is all. Brought into our home, got under our wing. Caleb seems to have a vested interest in you, and well, that's fine by me. Just make sure that you understand who's in charge around here, and well, let's just leave it at that.
Well, Fine. Would you like to try my food then? And I just pull a berry off and offer it to her.
That looks unremarkable.
It's
Dang.
unremarkable, but once you try it, it's you you understand why I'm not eating.
It is a little bit bland, though, Tarvos, without the added flavor.
Well, why don't you add the flavor?
Oh,
She
sure.
she kind of just reaches out and takes it from you and then sort of gestures towards Barnabas.
I grab 2 pieces of bread and I sandwich it together, and then I flavor the middle with a beefy flavor. That's the Wonder Burger.
Would
A
you?
bird?
I wasn't 100% sure I meant that.
You just keep that in your
Well,
pocket?
It's
Yes, it's travel rations. It's not the best bread, but
it's a
all right.
it's a
And,
Watadavian kind of meal.
more like
And,
crackery bread.
Yeah, she takes a bite out of it. There's a bit of a crumble to the dry bread. But she goes, well, I never. That is quite peculiar. That is, I dare say, quite fantastic. In fact,
Took the 2 of us, our donkey, all the way down south from Waterdeep.
and if I'm not mistaken, I feel like I've eaten a full meal with just that one bite. Incredible. You two could really be useful in the kitchen. Would give me a lot more time to give the children some well needed lessons in etiquette, discipline,
Mary Lou, they're not cooks. They're not
manners.
cooks. They're here to do business with me. We're not here to
Business, you
recruit them
say?
into the orphanage.
Oh, all right then. And
I
well, even
I'm
though the
sorry, I can
orphanage
only
is
make
my
5.
business, that's all right. No, please. Well, the orphanage may be my business, but Caleb has his, and I don't ask questions. So, as long as he keeps the coin coming in, well, let's be honest,
Speaking of,
that's all he's good for.
oh, speaking of,
Oh,
all right, kids,
damn.
everyone, what's the take for the day? All right, and I'm just going to start walking around, and maybe one by one, they're pulling out coins or like a little bracelet, and putting them all in the trays. I inspect them as I go past. Mickey,
see 2 gnomes
that is a shabby offering for the day. That really is. What's this going to get us? 3 coppers? It's barely worth the meal in your plate. I'm sort of going around one by one.
I'll do better, Caleb. Sorry.
You've got a freaking Oliver cast going on here.
Friendly
Yeah, I
couple.
feel so bad.
Sort of going around. Come on, who's up? What do we got? Tiki, what have you been doing? Selling brownies. What
Yeah.
have you got?
11 copper pieces.
11. Is that all you've got? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really? Can I see?
No.
How much did I give her? Didn't I give her a silver?
Tiki, are you forgetting that my friend before bought from you?
Yeah. Nah, well, yeah. I kind of thought maybe it was for me.
Tiki, 50-50. That's how we do things here. 50 for the orphanage, 50 for you.
Right. Okay. Well. Yeah. All right. And then she hands over the silver piece.
Yeah, and so as I'm appraising items and giving back the sort of about 50% of the worth of what I'm appraising things out to the kids, trying to be fair. As I go around the tables, and one by one as I go past them, I started with the older kids. They're just tucking into their food.
All right.
And
Roll
as I get
me a
Yep.
D100 for today's takings.
You've got to pick a pocket or 2.
I like
Full
Love
yeah,
there
for
were
being vegan.
2 gnomes in the corner just saying, "Why'd you take our pig?"
And a pig. I actually did 84. I did some research into the main bad guy from Oliver Twist, and apparently he was based off a real criminal who he was like a jet setter. He came to Australia and like all over the place. He was quite a character. I don't know that he really ever did anything by like he wasn't like working for an orphanage, but like had a bit of a street gang and stuff like that. 84, a total of 5 silver pieces worth of loot.
Great. I just bring that straight over to Mary Lou and pop that in front of her.
Thank you, Caleb. Well then, I'll leave you gentlemen to your business, and yeah, I'll see you all in the morning for breakfast.
Thanks very much. Gentlemen, if you would follow me, we shall go to the reclining room where we can talk business.
There was mention of dessert, Caleb.
I think he meant that this was dessert.
Oh, the discussion was dessert. Oh.
Yes.
You just
Very
seen Eno,
disappointed.
I
sipping
turn
away
to her,
at his
and I just
scoop.
pet her, and I just whisper something in her, which is going to be go get a piece of your brownie to bring to us in the study. And I say, come on, lads, come follow me.
What was Eno doing?
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna see him. He's pretty much full, so he's just sipping the rest of his soup. And he's gonna pour the contents into the wooden bowl that Nemo is getting in. You're just gonna see him
Nope.
slowly sit down.
Nope.
Oh, it seems
Nope.
that you are even still full. Do not worry,
Alrighty.
friends. Look, here, Annabeth, he is trained. Do not worry. Sit. And you're just gonna see him turn into a seat slowly over a period of 5 minutes.
Or like a small
And-
little stool.
Yeah, like a
Alrighty.
small little like kitty's toy.
Alrighty, and with that, we are going to wrap up episode 1. Caleb leads you guys off to a side room, perhaps maybe like a kind of like a smoking room, a nice little place with some chairs and maybe a little bit of liquor.
An adults room.
Yeah,
Only adults only room.
I know.
It's got all the toys in it.
In the old whorehouse.
Oh,
Yes.
There's
yeah.
a leather swing pit. There's
No,
a
there
few
isn't.
weird things.
No, there's none of that. None of that. M-rated.
Kids finally get access to it one day.
M-rated show. Alrighty.
So
And
good.
on that
Toy
note,
room.
on that
The
note,
toilet.
yeah, thank you everyone who stuck around, continued to watch, as well as those who were here in the beginning. We had our viewer count quite steady. Really appreciate everyone who is actually watching and isn't just one of my friends or family, being really kind and kind of keeping the stream open. Oh, thank you, Finrod the Wiz, for that last minute follow. Really, really appreciate it. Got a whole bunch of follow this evening, and today we also had my friend Angie and oh, that's awkward. Taylor, really appreciate you guys following earlier in the day. Hopefully you managed to catch a stream. I didn't see you guys live in the chat, but yeah, the VOD will be available on Twitch for a little while, and I'm going to download the show, check it up on YouTube. I know that isn't the best quality for YouTube. In the future, I'm going to try and test recording and live streaming at the same time. I just didn't know how the system would handle it, to give you guys much better quality stuff in the future. And I will also be converting the audio into a podcast, so you guys can just listen to our stupid voices and banter on the go. Where all good podcasts are available. I will make sure it's on iTunes and Spotify and options like that, and on SoundCloud. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Do you guys have anything else you want to say? Any shout outs?
Oh, thank you. Game
Plug
Master
yourselves.
Chef.
Yeah, thanks for this new adventure.
Yes, we have kicked off a new adventure.
Thanks for everybody tuning in.
Yeah, I know this isn't a very high paced program, but it will get high paced very quickly. We're just easing the guys in. I'm trying to set a tone of like a gritty, sort of non-remarkable world. There's nothing too fantastic about this world. Hence, like the orphanage is such a great tone. you know, Caleb's, you know, you guys are pretty fantastic and special. Like, you guys have obviously got your circles of magic and stuff like that, but that's like the kind of only remarkable thing about the surface world. And, you know, spoilers, when you guys get down into Avernus, things are gonna, the whole world's just gonna get flipped on its head, and it's gonna be high paced, fuel injected mayhem, hopefully, is the idea. So, yeah.
Get to it.
That's it. That's it for now.
Yeah.
If we make it out of the orphanage in Wolf.
Yeah. Weird dessert. Orphanage vampires.
Oh, damned.
Back to Strahd.
It all started with Mickey.
No, good
Damn,
stuff.
guys.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and bye for now. We will be live same time next week. Bye.
Farewell.
Bye.
All. Have a great one. Bye.